Hello and welcome back to my channel. Well, today I'll be speaking about my living arrangements in Hungary. Yeah, um, the current place that I'm living in, this is my fifth place. Yeah, this is the fifth place I've moved to. Yes, best believe it. I've been in Hungary for 1 year and 2 months, but I have changed places 5 times. So the first place I went to was the dormitory, and I selected it based on the criteria that was given to us by the school, by the university. So yeah, I got admitted to this dormitory, and for someone who has never lived outside of home, like throughout my university, throughout my high school, I was studying and going back home after my classes. So, but my high school did have a hostel, of which it was not something that I really considered. And then I've never stayed at the res for my university back home. And now this was my first time staying away from home while I'm studying. So it was kind of a scary process, but I was like, I will soldier on, and it just had to happen that I was continents apart, I was countries apart from home, and this was my first time ever staying in a shared space. So it's always been me and my family. I brought my lemon water with me. Okay, so after my quarantine, because when I came to Hungary, it was still like the pandemic as it still is now. So I stayed in quarantine for 14 days. No, it was 10 days. So I spent 10 nights and 11 days in quarantine. And that was the worst quarantine. Like, imagine after traveling from home and then you get to stay in a like restricted area because you're not allowed to go out, you're not allowed to do this, you just have to stay where you are quarantined. And it was kind of it was not a very great process, but it happened. And then when my quarantine ended, guys, Kile came to pick me up and took me to my dorm. And then my room was room number 29. When I got there, there was already another student, and she was Asian, and she was currently doing her bachelor's in tourism. So she was a bachelor student. And when I walked in, there were 3 beds. She had already taken one, so there were 2 beds left to pick, and I picked the one next to the door. And then, but I didn't settle in as soon as I got there. I had to go to buy stuff, like house stuff. So now, girl, adulting kicked in. I had to go to the store. So Gile took me to IKEA and we bought pots, I bought food, I bought like linen, like I bought like homely stuff. I bought homely stuff because girl was now solely dependent. And luckily for me, both my cards had money at that time. Yes, so the money was not an issue. So I bought everything that I actually needed at the moment. And then I went back to the dormitory. Oh, and we're also trying to do like the SIM card thing because I had to have a SIM card. I get a number and all that so I can be able to connect, because here if you have Google Maps and internet, then you can Google and surf your way out to everything. Yeah, you wouldn't get lost that much if you have like internet service. So that was the first thing we wanted to do, like to get me a SIM card and number on all that. So I chose this package, and I'm currently using I used Telenor, and then I went back to the dormitory, and reality kicked in because now Kila left. She went back to her apartment, and I went to the dorm. I was trying to fit in, so my roommate was chatty when I arrived. Seemed nice, and I had to adjust to the kitchen. You had to choose a cupboard, but there were already people staying there, so it was like, and it's a mixed dorm, so boys and girls. Yep. And I don't know I don't remember how many we were, but there were like, I, I think it was close to 30 with the girls, and the guys were less. But just being in a shared space with a lot of people, we share the kitchen, we share the bathroom, and it's not just um, it's not just people that are like you. Yes, um, we're from different countries, we are different races. So like the Latins, Africans, and the Asians. So it was kind of a huge adjustment. I don't want to lie. It was a big adjustment, but yeah, I made it. I remember when my mom asked me about the fridge, because the fridge is also like, it's very hard in the dormitory, especially if you arrived and other people have already been there. So the fridge is an issue because people have already picked up their shelves. So it's so hard to get one. When you get space, you have to clean it up, and yeah. And I remember my mom asking me if you guys are allowed to have a fridge in your room, or your own fridge in your own room. I think my mom wanted to send me money for the fridge. I wish I had said yes. But anyways, I said no. There's no space for the fridge because the room is like for 3 people, so it's like smushed. And yeah, and guys, the dorm was tricky, and the girls had like 3 showers, but only two. But most of the time, one was working. Yeah. So out of more than 20 people, plus minus 20 females sharing one shower, the water would get colder if someone goes to shower, and like maybe 2 people can shower, and then you guys have to wait for like 2 hours to shower again, and it was tricky, very very tricky. Luckily, classes went from offline to online real quick, so we didn't have to rush to classes in the mornings because it was gonna be like a very huge problem. Imagine half of us having classes at 8 a.m. and we still need to shower. So, but luckily I was a morning person in the dormitory. I don't want to lie, I was a morning person, so I was able to wake up, do my workouts, and go and shower early before like a lot of people shower. And yeah, and then I met, guys, the joy I had when I met my friends Nema and Joy, like the other two black um, students who were in the dorm, the female ones. And then I think the first one I met was Nema, and then she was so happy when she saw me, and I was also so happy when I saw her. And there was only one awkward moment that we had, because you know when you, but I've outgrown that anyway. When you meet someone who's of the same color as you, and I was like, I I think I spoke closer to her. Yes, I spoke closer with Zulu between the two. And she's like, no, she cannot understand. She's from Tanzania. She speaks Swahili. I was like, so I stopped thinking that everyone that I meet, like that was the first awkward moment we had. And after that, I never assumed that every black person that I meet speaks Zulu or speaks Xhosa. Like, yeah, that was the first encounter we had. And then she told me that she asked where I was from. I told her, and then she told me that there's another girl here in the dormitory who's an African. Her name is Joy, and she's from Kenya. So I was like, yeah, I met some Africans. So yes, and then she told me that there's also guys African guys who are here, but one is leaving. I think it was Duncan was leaving at that time. So I was like, yay! And then I met Kevin, I met Duncan, and yeah, it was really nice. And then when I met Kevin, he told me that there's a church trip. Yes, that was the first trip I took before they said lockdown. So, and they said now there's a church trip. We're gonna go to Oktogon. I'll add you on the group. I was like, yeah, yes, please add me. Like, I need to see some more Africans because wow, I am living in a different continent. I'm living in a rainbow nation, but I still need some Africans. And it was a very nice trip. And then after staying like in the dorm, I think towards the end of August, one girl came as well. She's also Asian, but not from the same country as the other girl. But the living conditions in our room were not so nice. The girl that was there when I got in the dorm was not so nice. She didn't like sharing, although we were living in a shared space. She she even didn't like sharing the room, like yeah. So she didn't like sharing. So me and the other girl who came in, we decided to buy the room together. So it was just those things that okay, now you understand you. It's not the I had to somehow I had to take away the African mentality that of Ubuntu, which means like sharing. Ubuntu, like yeah. So I had to take away that element that not everyone would want to share, and not everyone is able to live with other people. Yes, and we had a lot of like commotions in our rooms. We had a lot of disagreements, and it was so not easy to live with her. And then in December she went home, and I was left with the other one. The other one were cool, like we were fine, we were happy, and would like even chat and do stuff, borrow each other things, and yeah, didn't find an issue with that. And then in the middle of the second semester, and there was an issue with the owners of the building versus the people we have a contract with, the company. So they told us to sign a petition, and then we moved. They made us move actually to another location, and the location was good because where we were currently living, it was like District 18, and it took us 45 minutes to get to the university. Yes, and I had some friends and classmates there. But yeah, it took us forever to get to the university, and we were far from the city center. I remember when we had the 8 p.m. curfew. Yes, guys, we've been there 8 p.m. all indoors. The government. No, guys, it was because of the pandemic. So, when curfew was 8 p.m., like it made no sense to be in the city center all the time, like every day, because we stayed so far. So it was not very nice. So we stayed in District 18, and then they moved us to District 6. Yeah, I think Oktogon is in District 6. So yeah, we were so happy to move because we're gonna be in the city center, and if ever we went offline with classes, we were gonna be able to get to the university very early, like few minutes, and we are there. Like the university is literally one bus stop from where we used to stay in October. And then we moved there. And guess what? Okay, now when we were moving, there were like issues, a lot of issues that I won't talk about, but me and my classmates and friends, we moved to one apartment, and it was very nice. We're like, okay, we're in the same class, it's gonna be nice. And it was an all girls apartment. I'll insert a picture of how our room was. 4 people in one room. Yes, from 3 to 4. So yeah, that was my living condition number 2, October. So we're gonna be four in a room, but we're gonna have our own bathroom, shower, toilet, like all that jazz. And the kitchen, we just had it for ourselves, so there was no like literal sharing like we had when we were in the other dorm. So yeah, we accepted the conditions, we lived there, and it was good. If I'm able to insert the picture, I'll show you guys how our room was. But every time people would hear like you guys are four in one room, I'm like yeah, but like how do you do it? So people didn't understand. Like they didn't understand. Like you can also imagine like four people in one room. But yeah, we had to do what we had to do because living conditions. So yeah, wait guys, I need to do something on my saying. So yeah, people used to be so shocked that there's four of us living in one room, like one room, not apartment, the entire room. But we did, and we stayed there for like a few months. I don't know, yeah, we stayed there for a while. I think it was longer than the other dorm. I think, I'm not sure. And then issues rised there as well when it was time for us to make a decision since the new semester was coming. Like, are you guys gonna leave the place? Are you guys gonna stay? So that was another issue just on its own. And then from July, August, we're place hunting, apartment hunting, and the hunting was so draining. We're viewing a lot of places, and it made me realize that when here in Hungary, you have to go and view the place, see it face to face. Do not, I repeat, do not rely on pictures. Even for us, there were pictures we saw on Facebook, and they were like, yeah, this will make a great apartment. But guess what? When we reached there, it was not what we saw. It was the situation was cut. So yeah, we ended up finding this very nice place that I loved after searching. I found it in August because we're gonna move in September. I did August, and then I mistakenly went looking after I found an high place, and then I ended up taking a terrible place. This is the one that I loved. Don't know about that, and but at the end everything worked out. So I was like, I paid rent in September at this place. I didn't have a bed, guys. I have a sofa bed. So here they consider the sofa as a bed, so they can make it a bed, and they will tell you it has a single bed. So imagine an entire couch. Two, didn't have a window. Okay, it did have two windows, but when you look outside, when you open the windows, they are blocked by a building, so it's dark. My room was dark, and I moved my stuff like on the 20 something of August because I was traveling. Yeah, sis has been traveling a lot, just during summer. So I traveled, and then when I came back, it was a day before my birthday, and I slept. On the first night in that place, I was in total distress. I unpacked, and then I slept. But it didn't even take me 2 days, 4 days, or a week to realize that this place was not good. And for me, I take my mental health very serious. Before anything else, I put my mental health. Yes, because I believe if my mental health and my spiritual health. So because I believe if I'm in good mental state, then I'm able to function. But if my mental state is not good, and it's compromised, nothing's gonna work out. There's nothing I'm won't be productive because my mental health is not okay. So I prioritize my mental health a lot. So it took me just one night to realize that this is not what I'm looking for. And I had already signed a contract. My contract was, I think it was a year contract. And even how I got the apartment, even how I got the room, and the way I did things, it was different from the apartment that I actually liked. So that was just, those moments like those dark moments you don't even know what happened. So yeah, that's what happened with the room, and I didn't like it. Too bad for me. So after living in that place, I decided that this is not what I'm looking for. I told my friends and my classmates that that place, I do not like it, and they were like, "What are you gonna do?" And then now, because when I was making the choice of a place, I did listen to people's opinions, and I did like consider other people, and then I realized, and then I was like, you know what, when I'm gonna make a decision about this room, and I'm gonna stick to this decision, and I'm gonna do it for me, and not for someone else, and not based on someone else's opinion or considering someone else's feelings. I had to put me, what it's gonna do to my mental health, and how it's gonna be productive to me. That's it. So I decided, after my birthday, I decided that, you know what, I'm gonna put this room up for rent on Facebook. Huh? Yes, put it up for rent. And first I spoke to some of the people that were in charge of the room, like, okay, this is what is happening. I do not want to stay in the room, A, B, and C. And then they were like, okay, but you're gonna have to pay a fee to the agent and all that. And I was like, it's fine. I paid 10K, 10,000 forints for the agent, and 10,000 forints, that's 500 rands. So yeah, that's how much I paid for the agent to make me another contract so that I can lease the room to another person. Yep, and it's like, I'm done with this room. Wow, like it it didn't give me like homely vibes. Didn't give me, and now because I thought the first room that I have to myself in the longest time will be a room that is homely, a room that is very comfortable, that you are like so happy. But it didn't give me that. Imagine in that room, if you sleep and you don't wake up to switch on the lights, you can actually sleep the whole day. That's how dark it was. And I was like, what? Guys, and it was still the end of towards the end of summer. So I was like, imagine when winter comes. Dude, in winter, by 4 p.m., it's already dark. So it means in my room, no, that was not a very good space for me. So I was like, I'm done with this room. I used to go to school to attend classes, and they were like, that room depresses me. And then one of my flatmates was not so tidy, and it was like this thing of always finding people in the apartment. So she was untidy, she was Chinese, yeah, and I was like, no, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work for me. I am. So I left the place, but I actually found someone 3 weeks later. Oh, 3 weeks later, people started to come and view the place, and some said they like it, some they say, get back to you. You know the drill, just like I did. But yeah, eventually I found someone to take my place, and then they took it. They took it. I think 1 week, yeah, 1 week before September ended, and I was homeless. But you know, in my mind, I was like, I don't care. I don't care as long as I find someone to take this place, get me out of this contract, and I don't care where. Like I asked my friend to accommodate me. Nema, I did. So I was like, I don't care. Like if I don't have a place now, but I know I will find a place. But then prices started to go up because it was September, and here in September it's like new semester. new students are coming in, people are moving, like the whole just is the start of a new year actually for school. So prices will skyrocket and we pay too much deposit. So yeah. But luckily for me, Nema said yes, I can stay with her. And then I went to live with Nema. Took my stuff. I was living in a box and living in a suitcase. So moving to Nema's place. That was apartment number 4. The couch one was apartment number 3. So apartment number 4 was Nema's place. And Nema was living with, Nema is actually living with Brenda. And gosh, it was so nice living with them, I swear. It was very nice. Although there was like 3 of us in a room, but they have this huge bed, like their bed is so huge. And then Nema takes the couch. And yeah, but I didn't no, what is this called? Like, you don't want to overstay your welcome, but yeah, they were very nice. I don't want to lie. It was so good. Like, it was so nice being in the same space with them, and I had missed seeing them because in the time I used to see her like often. But yeah, and it was also nice catching up with her because it's been a while, and she's literally one of the first people I've befriended here, especially from Africa. So yes, it was very nice to live in the same space with her, and we go to the same church, like we're in the same church group, and it was very nice. And then I also met with Brenda, and then found out that Brenda is actually in the same school as me, but she's doing her bachelor's. Yes. So yeah, and then now I was like, okay, I'm gonna find a place in October, and I started like texting. I already texted people on Messenger. I remember PG, who's this guy? Tom. Yeah, I even texted Tom. Tom is from Angola. Is he from Angola? Yeah, I think he's from Angola. Yeah, I met him. Yeah, girlfriends. Yeah. So yeah, and then Aval, my friend, who's also my classmate, she told me that there's actually a room that's gonna be available where she lives, and it's a very nice room. I can come and view it because one of the tenants was moving out. Came to check the room. Ha, huge ass room, dude. This is my room. Can't give you guys a room tour though. No, guys, I'll give you guys a room tour soon, but I can't now at this moment. Nah. So yeah, got this big ass room. You can literally fit 2 beds. If if I had the means, I'll be buying a couch and putting it there. Right behind me, you'll be seeing a couch. But yeah. Anyways, the room is huge, so huge, guys. And the apartment it's clean. It has everything you need. We have the dishwasher, the washing machine, yeah, obviously. And then we have the clothes dryer. Guys, we have everything. Like, the apartment is really nice and it's clean. The girls. Yes. I'm finally staying with people who I need, who take care of themselves, take care of the place, and yes. Oh yeah. So yeah, that's how it is. I'm staying with people who, yeah, well, the rooms are big, like they're really nice. So now, adulting kicked in, we're paying rent, because now when I was staying in the dorm, the school was paying, but now the school sends money to me, and I have to top up the money. Adulting, yeah, and like I really, really love my place. So this is place number, is it 5? Yes, number 5. But it's nice, it's good, it's very peaceful. Don't want to lie, and it's in a very good location. So location 10, space 10, cleanliness 10, flatmates 10. So yeah, that's how my living story is. And I never ever wanted to bother my family like that. I think only one person knew from home like how the struggles were with living, but my mom did assist me with paying my first, um, topping up my first deposit because I had to pay 2 months deposit and 1 month rent, so it was like paying 3 times in 1 month. So it was a lot for me to take, and yeah, that was the first time I ever asked for financial assistance from home. Otherwise, adulting has me like that. So yes, 1 month, sorry, 1 year, 2 months of living in Hungary, and I stayed in 5 different places. Yes. So thank you guys for joining my channel. But please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you.